Lambeau Field in Green Bay. Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers. Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lambeau. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. So, CD, this defense, they know that they have to be at their very best when they're taking on a team here that's in the midst of a winning streak that's now stretched over multiple months. Not weeks, months.
I think the challenge they put upon themselves is we want to be the guys to end that streak. And what's working in their favor? The winning streak on the other side. Sometimes that carries a burden with it because they feel like they have to play perfectly as well. Let's just go out there and get them is the idea.
Into a sea of defenders, unintercepted. Javondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks it. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football.
Brad, I wonder if someone's down there checking on the head coach right now because he might be in a little bit of shock after what just transpired. Instead of a lengthy opening drive to deal with, his guy stepped up and stole that drive away. Momentum on their side now. How will they attack on offense?
And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Ready, set.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Well, this defense for the Cowboys, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And he's got his man. Touchdown, Green Bay. It's Allen Lazard. A great effort there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Packers use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving. Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Prescott swinging this out to Pollard. Takes this one up past the 20 after he's able to make a man miss. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big. but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a third down.
It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on third down. Looking to throw. Prescott. Pass complete to Jalen Tolbert. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And again, it's Prescott. That is caught by Lamb. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Brought down that time by Quay Walker. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now Prescott. Able to hit his target, Lamb. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
On 3rd and 1, here's Prescott. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Against a team coming off a win, just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
In motion, the tight end. Prescott to throw on 4th. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. Yeah, the Cowboys are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
I didn't like the play call. I loved it. Running situation for sure on 4th and short. They got the defense to commit too many men in the box to stop the run and have the guts to go for the pass instead. And as a result, they're set up 1st and goal.
To the air again, Prescott toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
In motion goes the tight end. Pollard is in. Touchdown, Dallas. So, partner, it was a passing game that drove them down the field, but when they get close, they trust that man in the backfield, and he took him home.
And they trust their offensive line as well, because so many of these units, they specialize in either pass protection or run blocking. This group shows its versatility and gets both done on this drive.
Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. They are back over the 500 mark for the year. A 3-game winning streak really coming at the exact right time, Charles, to get them back into playoff contention.
And it's always a question of when do you want your football team to peak? And everyone always talks about you want to be playing your best ball going into the playoffs. But sometimes you need your best ball before that time. And this team, going into this stretch of games, they are certainly playing their best football of the year.
Smith's throw complete here on target to Tunyon. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down.
The Packers at 7-6, a game over 500 on the year. And they come in on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extras...
No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
In every game, we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach on the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and pump the football.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Ferguson. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
These two teams all tied after 1. Now they'll bring one of their tight ends in motion right. Now here's Pollard. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
And that's called winning at the point of attack, isn't it? Right there at the line of scrimmage. I know he's a little bummed out now. He doesn't get credit for a tackle for a loss, but no gain, his guys will take that.
And speaking of winning, to be as cheesy as we can, he was the winner of the NFC Defensive Player of the Week award from last week, so he's really stringing together some good football.
So not only did he get...
And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Tony Pollard, his 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys have moved out in front. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 14-7. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards.
Here we go.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
And Smith's throw finds its target, Dobbs.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Fielded just inside the 30. And he goes out right around the 39. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
And this late season game, of course, not lacking for drama when you talk about the AFC playoff picture.
Yeah, in a sense, it's the haves versus the have-nots, because this group on offense, they'd be a wild card if the postseason started today, but they know the guys on the other side of the ball are still in that dreaded in-the-hunt category, and they're hungry for a win today.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Second and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy.
Here's Prescott. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And some room to run now.
Down the right sideline.
Touchdown, Cowboys.
For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And according to Next Gen Stats, his top speed on that one, better than 20 miles an hour.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Townsend to punt it. And taken right on the 30.
So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
And the stakes in this game certainly high as we get toward the end of the regular season. For now, they are holding a wild card spot, but there are no shortage of other teams in the NFC looking to take that spot from them.
Starting with the guys on the other side of the field, because they're on the outside looking in, and no one likes to be in that position. You want to be in the room, not looking inside to see everyone else having fun.
To throw again on second down. Prescott. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Tackle made by Devondre Campbell.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
47.
Prescott from the gun. Throws right side, and that's complete. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. 33 yards that time.
And a nice milestone reached on that last throw as here late in the season, he goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
Touchdown! 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott.
And the Cowboys have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
Extra point attempt here still to come. He knocks it through. It's 28-7.
Makes the score Cowboys 28, Packers 7.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away.
This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
At their own 15-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. On 2nd down and 4. Smith setting up the screen here. Aaron Jones. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
And he will go down. A Cowboy sack.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Johnny Townsend to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Taken from just outside the 30. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. A good return there. Call it 13 yards.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. 1st down, Prescott. Buying time to his left. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, sometimes an incompletion is the right play. And he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
47.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Prescott finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They'll throw again. Prescott.
Pollard here once again, back-to-back catches. Down inside the 10.
And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. A big play that time on the catch and run. And it's going to yield a new set of downs.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field. And just like that, they can be set up with a 1st and goal.
They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Tony Pollard on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Cowboys continue to pull away here in this first half. Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line.
And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Certainly no lack of aggressiveness here. They were hoping for the home run play to get them 6 points. They're hoping for a catch, maybe a call, but they figure they can at least get into field goal range with a completion.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Geno now to throw. Flushed out right. And I think the ball's out. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well. This hasn't been their cleanest first half of football. Last thing they wanted to do was give it up to the opposition, but able to keep it as it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, tough first half, no doubt about it, but if they turn it over there, now things turn a little, how would you say it, dire, and they didn't need that hassle at all. So being able to take care of the football.
He's got a man, complete. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Throwing is Smith. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Smith.
That's complete to Dobbs. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Cowboys out on top. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter.
The Packers set to get the football first, and they are trailing on the scoreboard as we resume action, ready for the third quarter. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
Packers take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
CD,
they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Throwing on third down, Smith. Throw right side. This is into the hands of the tight end, Tunyon. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to bring up a fourth down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on third down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they get the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
46, 47. Good.
On second and 11 now. Prescott. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And the Packers are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game. But that's something right there, still in the third quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that discipline.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And the Cowboys will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. Well, their defense got them the football with an interception. They trot out there, Charles, in the very first play. They give the football right back.
Brandon, I almost expect you to come in like an auctioneer. We've got two. Do I hear three? Remember, it was 2 in a row. Would we hit 3 in a row? Because these offenses, they got to be a little bit more careful as they go forward. These defenders, they're locked in and really focused.
On the move past the 40. So first and 10. And if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin to them.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. Third down and 9. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. On third down, it's Prescott. Going to throw right side here, complete. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 21. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues.
How about this? They'll try the option. Left side. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down.
And if you like defensive football, focus on the defensive end on this play. He does everything exactly right. Reads the play and make sure he spills it for a small gain.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Prescott. Touchdown, Cowboys. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys are pouring it on. Extra point attempt to come here. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Makes the score Cowboys 42, Packers 10.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away.
This will be returned from deep in the end zone.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got done. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual. That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
He has it complete to Christian Watson. And he is going to have a Packers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good gain and a 1st down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Geno gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a 1st down.
On 1st and 10, Smith.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked up by Malik Hooker. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Prescott looks to throw on 1st. Forced out to his left.
He's got it complete to Tolbert.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Call it a gain of 2 as time has run out on this 3rd quarter of play. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this.
And the defense loses him. It's complete. Past the 20. Touchdown, Cowboys. Dak Prescott now 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon.
And the Cowboys add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Packers 10.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away.
Taken at the goal line. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth quarter hole.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Over the middle, complete. That's Ferguson.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
On second down, it's Pollard. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
On 3rd down, it's Pollard. And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker. 4th down.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
And this one is right through, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
At their own 19-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think...
And now here is another interception. Picked by Tarvarius Moore.
And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football.
Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter.
Well, they have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start. And pass plays like we just saw, they're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the fourth quarter.
And that they have in every way. And plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just been effortless for them in this one. And that's what's helped them build such a large lead and allowed them to smile as this game continues.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now Prescott. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll be 3rd down.
I like how he hung in there and went through his progressions, but eventually his internal clock went off and told him it was time to make a run for it, and he ends up sliding down with a solid gain.
Trying to run for it with Pollard, and he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th. And his kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So they got the turnover, started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. The goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that depth.
And, my goodness, another interception. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave them with a second and just a few inches left. It'll be a handoff to Pollard. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off.
He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4.
And Prescott, his 3rd interception. Picked off by Jair Alexander. The 20. And into the end zone. It's a pick-6 and a Packer touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell, just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they didn't get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. Throwing here, Prescott.
And that'll be caught by Fehoko.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down. Prescott now. Steps away to his left. And his throw here is incomplete.
Well, up big here in the fourth quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points. But they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
9 yards, and that leaves them just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. He's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
Pretty secure lead, but what's the harm in adding another touchdown, right? At least that's what they were thinking on that snap. But if he wants to add more points, got to bring the throw down just a little bit and keep it in the end zone.
And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48.
Charles, a lot of